morning and welcome back to New Life for Old Stuff. This is a diamondback Sorrento bicycle that I picked up at my local Facebook marketplace for 20 bucks. It needs some love. I did a little bit of work to it. I did not film that, I'm sorry. But today I'm going to change out the BioPace crank, brakes, back and front, and I have ordered some parts to repair the front fork, and I'm going to change out to a grip shifter. So let's get started. I also need to adjust the bottom bracket a little bit because my crank is hitting the chainstay. It's one of the most annoying noises. Save my bolt, go to the other side, do the same thing. That bolt. I like to spray a little bit of WD-40 on the threads before I go ahead and start pulling the crank off. Just to keep everything lubricated so I don't hurt any of my tools. Yeah, I called a local bike shop to see about getting a rebuild kit for the XC Trail Suntour fork. It's an M3030, and they said, oh, sorry, we don't make that part no more, or the parts for it. So I contacted Suntour themselves, and they said, yes, you can order them right here. So that's what I did, and they should be here this afternoon or next week. But I'll be making 2 videos on this bike. One of upgrading some of the components on it, and then the next one of rebuilding the front fork. And since it's going to be a commuter bike, I ride a couple miles to work every day, so nothing off-road, so I don't need a serious off-road fork just to go back and forth to work. Okay, here's my new crank that I'm going to use on this bike. Got it off of Amazon. It's a 38 tooth chain ring, and there's not too many hills where I live at, so commuting back and forth to work would be no problem. I kind of put this together last night when I got it, but everything's all loose, so gotta tighten everything up. If you guys been following me, I purchased the ProFlex 857, and I'm not going to do anything with that bike because I like the bike the way it is, so sorry. So the things that I was going to do to that bike, I'm going to do to this bike. Make it a 1x, maybe redo the frame, I don't know, and just make it kind of look cool. I know both arms are pointing down, I know that, so I will adjust accordingly. All right, now for the other side. No play in them, that's good. Now for the new pedals, show you what those look like. They're Rock Bros, which I think is kind of cool. They're a flat platform pedal. And I think it kind of looked kind of cool on this bike, so. The bicycle that you see in the beginning is my 62 Schwinn that I converted over to be like a rat rod cruiser bike. I don't take that bike out in foul weather or anything because the bike's too nice now. And I wanted something to ride in the winter time when it gets cold and kind of nasty. So I'm not sinking a ton of money into this bike, but right now I'm into, with the cranks, the pedals, the brakes, and the fork kit, maybe $100 to upgrade a bike that a person seemed worthless and was going to throw it away. So I'll repurpose it and use it. I think it's cool. And I'm not going to be using this bike for off-road use because I have my other bikes for that. So the ProFlex that you guys have not seen, the ProFlex that you have seen, and I have a Cannondale hardtail that I bought way back in the day. Make sure everything's all tight. Because I hate things coming loose, especially when you're riding. All right. So there's the new pedals and the new crank on her. You guys see that? Yeah, down there. Next I'm going to be tackling the handlebar, the cockpit area. Changing out some things on the rear brakes, the front brakes. So, all right. I'm going to be replacing the guide and the brake shoes on this bike. First of all, I'm going to remove cable. Well, I forgot to get a cable, so I have to go to my bike shop as soon as it opens up and get a new brake cable. I didn't know that one was that far mangled, but I can still change brake shoes. Yeah, the few times that I have ridden this bike, once you apply the brakes stick on, and it's hard as all get out to get going again. Yeah, they put the wrong brake shoes on here and the wrong bolts and everything. Oh, the struggle. Yeah. Trash. I gotta clean those brakes up. Or the brake levers, excuse me. Onto this side. Unless that's gonna do something right. This was easy. Yeah, they didn't have the proper tool, or not tools, but the proper hardware to go with the damn thing. So, trash. I go get brand new ones. See, these are the spacers you should have on all the hardware, not what they kind of boogered together. So you have that, all those little washers in there, the cup washer, the cones, and the flat washers. And the brake lever goes in between there, and all this allows you to have your movement for when you attach it to the brake lever. I have a bunch of stuff in my toolbox and can't move. Alright, right front. Needs to be right, pointing frontwards. That underneath there. What I generally like to do is press the brake lever up against the rim so everything's seated. And put on my little washer bits on there. Then the flat washer. Then the nut. And doing it this way assures you that you have a good contact surface with the brake rim. You loosen it up a little bit, adjust it as needed. Loosen that up a little bit. Alright. Cinch it down a bit so it holds. Catch on the wheel now. Readjust. we go. So you're doing this all by yourself, you learn how to do things. Put your multi-tool in an open hole so it holds it, so it's right there for you. Oh wow, they really messed up that brake lever right there. Holy smokes. Oh man. You guys see that? Yeah, I might need a new brake lever. Let me look, see what I have in my parts bin. I have a few spare parts, but not a lot. Because over the years I've rebuilt bikes and put bikes together and alright, there we go. I think it looks kind of cool. Well guys, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload a new video. Until next time, may you all have a good day, and talk to you later. Okay, I am back. Quick trip to my local bike shop again. And here they are, even though they're not black, but still. Need a splash of color somewhere, right? Comes with all the bits that I need and everything, so that is good. Take these off. There's one side, not for the other side. So far in this budget build, I'm still under $100 on rebuilding the complete bike from what it was. Alright, now I'll break out the hardware and fit it up with the new hardware. Getting ready to take this side off. If you want to use these grips over again, all you do is you wipe out the WD-40 with some alcohol and a paper towel. Then use the alcohol to slide the grip back on and let it dry for a day or two, and it'll be like brand new. All out. I'm gonna reuse the cables, but a friend of mine wants the shifters slash brake levers combo, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this to him. And the brake lever I have on there now is from the Cannondale that I purchased. So I'm gonna use those because they're aluminum and they look cool. All my little goodies. Here's the brake levers I'm using. Even though they're old, they're free. I have them, so why not? This is a budget build. This is not a bike I'm going to be racing or anything. So it's just going to be an everyday bike that's a workhorse, that's all. So I don't need the $1 million brake levers, $1,000 other things. A bike's gonna get ridden every day, back and forth to work, and I just need it to perform. That's all I needed to do. Now coming back up front. This is the micro shift, grip shift. And they are compatible with Shimano and SRAM. I made sure of that before I purchased it. Set that in there like that. Grab a tool. And for the money, you couldn't beat it. For $13, I got the shifters. Seemed like a pretty reasonable deal. I like grip shift more than I do the trigger shifter. That's the way I've always been. Well, the only bike that I didn't have grip shift on was my road bike. I had STI shifters on that. Absolutely loved it. Sweet. Sweet. All right, all I gotta do now is trim the cable and take it for a spin.